Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. Today I'll be doing a very different video than what you guys are used to. Well, my husband isn't here to tell the story with me, and by the title of this video you already know what it's about. Before we go any further, just click the thumbs up to support our channel and share with a friend, and subscribe if you aren't already. So for the past year or so, we've been sharing our journey and all that we've been doing, all that we're going through, and recently we've announced that we had a baby a couple months ago. And during that documentary that we did, I spoke about loss, losing a baby before, or babies before. And this story that I'm going to tell, it's not really for pity or anything, but it's just to share my journey. And I found that it's easier it gets easier the more you talk about past trauma, and it helps with the healing process if you talk about it and stuff. So I'll be doing that today. I haven't spoken about it publicly before, so I'm going to try my best to tell the story, and I hope you just stick with me throughout this video. Hopefully I don't get too emotional. Okay, let me start from the beginning. So it was maybe September in 2018 where I felt different. I knew that something was changing in my body. And I know you heard me say before that every time I got pregnant, I knew. So I just felt it. So I took a test. I already knew though. I took a test and my assumptions were correct. I was pregnant. Okay, so we just got in. We were shopping. Al just went on the road, and while he was away, I took a pregnancy test and I'm pregnant. I am pregnant. I can't. Wait, look. I don't know if you can see it, but definitely a positive. So nervous. I don't know how I'm gonna break the news to him. This is crazy. So as you can see, when I found out, I did a little film. I don't think Al has ever seen that video, I don't even know what I did. It was somewhere down in the archives, but we were so happy to be expecting, a new bundle of joy. And yeah, I was like, well, I don't know who Al told initially. I think the first person I told was Lashane, because I don't remember if I was having symptoms and I was speaking to her and all that. And I decided to do the test, and then I come back and tell her, I said, oh God, it was positive. I think I told her even before I don't remember. Well, yeah, we were excited about having a new baby. I didn't know what to expect. I just knew that our lives were about to change forever. When I first told my husband, well, it was like he was bouncing off the wall, because I think he knew, so he already knew that it was going to be positive as well. So it's like, wow, now it's confirmed. We're actually going to have a child. So we were happy and everything, and he was saying he wants a boy and all that. So we eventually found a doctor through the recommendation of my cousin-in-law to go to OBGYN. So we went there for the duration of the pregnancy. So our monthly checkups, we go to his office, which was a good drive away, but he was good. He was a good doctor. And we would check up every month. Everything was well, everything was going smoothly. I'm healthy, baby's healthy, everything is good. And I wasn't really sick for most of the pregnancy. I probably threw up once. And that was maybe when I was like 4 months pregnant or something. I threw up once, and maybe it was because of something I ate. But for the most part, I could eat some things. I was nauseous, but not for that long. And things were progressing really well. I would take my monthly photos to track my progress. I would download this app. I was tracking the progress, reading up what my baby looks like this week, the size and everything. We were just so excited, and I would just read it to Alice, say, all right, this is what's happening this week and all that. So the year ended, and then came January, and I was about what, 5 months pregnant. I was 5 months pregnant starting January 1st, because I remember January 1st we went on a road trip. It was New Year's Day, and that was the day I turned 5 months pregnant, and we went on a beach trip and with family, and everything was just so nice, and I was just so happy because like I'm counting down because my due date was in May. So I'm like, January, all right, March, April, May, getting there. Did I say March, April? January, February, March, April, May. I was close to my due date. That's what I'm trying to say. So I was like, okay, I'm at the halfway mark. I'm getting there, and everything seems to be fine and all that. So we were starting to plan a gender reveal. We were making plans. I was like, all right, on this date, we're going to do the ultrasound to find out the gender. By then, it should be clear enough what we're having. So I remember the week, because I was supposed to do the ultrasound on the Friday. So that time I was staying in Kingston during the week because I was going to school. So I went up the Monday, and Tuesday I wasn't feeling so well. Wednesday, feeling little cramps here and there, but I thought it was just regular, aches and pains that pregnant women had. So I wasn't really paying it much mind. But by Thursday, I was like, something's off, because TMI, but like bodily fluids were changing and things was just different. It wasn't as normal. But I was, the doctor would normally say, as you progress, things will be different in your body, hormones and everything. So I was like, okay, maybe this is one of the changes that I have to go through. So I was like, okay. But Thursday night, I could not sleep. My back was aching, and I could remember twisting and turning, and I was like, well, I had a bad mattress at the time because I was waiting to get a new one in the room that I was staying in. So I was like, oh God, this mattress is just making it hard for me to sleep. My back is aching and I'm just twisting and turning, and I was just so miserable for the whole night. So I went home, and for the ultrasound, and we went to this place near where we live in the town, and we were waiting because it was crowded at that time, and we had a good wait. So we're waiting for a name to be called, and when they called me in the room. Al came with me as well, and told her, we let her know we want to know what gender is and blah blah blah. So I laid on the table, and she was just checking me and everything, and she was telling me that this is the spine, this is that, and she's showing me the limbs and everything. This time I was approaching, because I was days, this time when I was doing the ultrasound, I was days away from being 6 months pregnant. So we were there, and she was checking it up, and she said, okay, I'm gonna turn the screen away now because I'm going to look for the gender or something like that. So she's searching, which is the legs were set away that she couldn't see what gender it was. So she's searching, and then she started frowning. I'm like, wow, it's that hard to find it? Like, damn. Because it was a last minute ultrasound, because we were gonna do the gender reveal the Saturday, and it was a Friday. So I was like, damn, don't tell me we'll have to cancel our gender reveal party because the legs are not opening for us to see what's what. But anyways, she started frowning, And she's like, So like time was passing, and she was just on it, clicking and searching and searching and searching, and rubbing, like moving the thing all over my stomach, and she was frowning. They say, give me a second, I'll be right back. So she went out and called the main doctor, and he came in, and we said hi and whatever. And then she was showing something on the screen, and they were whispering, and they were using some words I did not understand, and I was like, what? So I started to get a little uncomfortable, and I was wondering, God, I hope, the first thing that came to my mind, like, what if there's like some deformities or something that is off with my baby? Like, so I was there like, God, please let my baby be healthy, let everything be right, because they look so concerned, but I see they're trying not to really make me worry at first. So I think he came out and then came back in, and they were searching, and she asked him like to confirm if it is what it is, and he was like, yeah, and then he left. So she turned to us, and she was asking if I was feeling any different recently, or if there any pain. And so I was saying, like, some cramps, cramps and stuff and whatever. So okay. So she started cleaning me up and everything, and she said, as soon as I'm done with you, you're going to go in this office and you're going to speak with the doctor. So I'm like, okay, what is it? She said, no, you just go to the office and he'll speak to you. So now my heart is pounding out of my chest, because I'm like, what the hell is wrong with my baby? Like, why are you going around? I need to know. So I was waiting for this envelope for the test results, or some results in the envelope. And we went into the office, and the doctor came in, and I was so nervous because me and I was standing in the office, and he's like, I think you'd like to sit down. So I'm like, what? So now I was getting so nervous. So I sat down, and I was still standing. So he was like, are you sure you don't want to sit down? So Al eventually sat beside me, and so the doctor was like, I don't have good news. So I was now like so nervous, like I was starting to sweat. I was like, what the hell, man? Come on, just break the news to us, tell us what is wrong with our baby, because obviously there's something wrong. So he's like, it's not good news. So like, what is it? And he was like, we can't find a heartbeat. And I remember my heart sunk. And then I was just flooded with confusion, because I was like just a week ago or so, we did an ultrasound and there was a strong heartbeat, everything was fine, the baby was healthy. Like, what are you talking about? So I was just confused, like, heartbeat stopped, so like, what are you gonna do? What do we do? Because my mind could not process what that really meant. And I was like, what? So like, what? So he's like, as soon as I'm done with you here, I want you to go to the hospital, and they will do, and I just started to zone out, and I was just bawling my eyes out, because I could not understand how a baby that was just healthy the other day, there's no heartbeat. And I was like bawling my eyes out, like, no, I refuse to believe this. So I called my main gyno, well, Al did, and told him what happened and whatever. So he's like, come to me tomorrow. Oh my bad, we did the ultrasound on a Thursday. So he's like, come to me tomorrow, which is a Friday. Yeah, now I remember, I got the days mixed up. So he's like, come to me tomorrow, which is a Friday, and let me do my checks to really confirm what is happening. We went home, and it was like, we were just so in shock. It was like dead silence at the house. I didn't know what to say, he didn't know what to say, and we were just in shock. So I was just like, when I went to bed that night, I was just crying my eyes out. And I was like, God, please let there be a good report tomorrow. Let it be a mistake, because this cannot be happening. Let it be a mistake. So we went to bed. I barely slept well. And the next morning we got up early, getting ready to head to our gyno. And I remember after taking my shower and everything, I was looking in the mirror and I'm like, wow, is this the last time will I be looking at my baby bump? Because I was already, big, showing. Like, is this really the last time that I'm gonna be looking at this baby bump? And my heart was just breaking. And this lady, she's like Al's second mom. God rest her soul. And she came by with a hospital bag for me, because she packed everything that I could possibly need, because she's saying just in case, because I wasn't going with plans to be admitted or anything, because I was just going to go to prove that the first doctor was wrong. So I wasn't going to pack anything because I was not claiming that energy. So she came, there was clothes, towels, everything that I could possibly need for a hospital stay. And she came and gave the bag and she prayed with us and we left. So we got to the doctor. We had a little wait, and when we got there, he brought me into the room to do his checks. So it was there, searching. It's like, I'm not seeing a heartbeat. And like, I was trying to hold in the tears. I'm like, please. And he's checking, no heartbeat, oh God. And he was like, he was obviously, not pleased about it. And he's like, I'm not seeing it. So it's like reality was slowly setting in for me. I'm like, really? Like, I'm confused. What did I do wrong? What went wrong? I'm confused. And he brought us into his office and we were talking, and he was saying, based on the situation, I'll have to go to the hospital to be admitted so they can induce labor. And I was just crying my eyes out in the office. I could not believe what was happening. I was just heartbroken. And I remember after crying and leaving the office, I went into the bathroom to, because my eyes were red. I was just messy. I was just a mess. So I was there, and I can't forget that moment. Like, it's still etched in my brain when I went to use the bathroom, and whew, damn it. I went into the bathroom and was wiping my face, and the walls in the office, it was thin, so I could hear what's happening in the next room, because he took the next patient in and I was doing her checkup, and I could hear the baby's heartbeat right next door. And if my heart could crack, I heard it then. I was like, why? That's all I could think about. Like, why is this happening? So we went to the hospital, got checked in real quickly and everything, got assigned a bed and everything. It's like I was just in a trance from then. I couldn't stop crying, because I remember I was there, and my husband's stepmother was there, and she came and she was comforting me and everything. And she lost her son too, so she was just like, I know how it feels, and she was just comforting me. But I had so much emotions inside of me, I could not. So I got assigned a bed and I was settling in. Al had to leave, and he was like, I'm gonna come early tomorrow and so forth, because we were under the impression that I was going to give birth throughout the night. So that night my gyno came, and I was on the phone with Al, and he was still willing to believe that maybe there's still hope for a little miracle. So I was telling my doctor that Al wants you to check again to just make sure, be sure that there is a heartbeat or there isn't a heartbeat. So, he was compassionate with us. He left the hospital, went to his office to get the ultrasound machine to come and check us one last time. and he was showing me and said like, no heartbeat, I'm so sorry. So I have to induce it now. It's like I spent days crying from the day before, and throughout that day I had no more tears left. I was like, okay, this is my fate. He did the pill insertion or whatever that is, a tablet, to start the contractions. So I was in pain that night. The whole night I didn't really sleep. There was this lady, I can't forget, she was at my bed, she was next to me in the other bed, and she was listening to this gospel song. I don't remember the song, but all I know is the words, they were just making everything worse for me. Like, I don't want to hear it, I don't want to hear it, and I was crying. So she looked over at me and she's like, how are you and the baby? How is everything? Is everything okay? And all I could say was just no, and start crying again. You know, it's like she jumped out our bed and draw a chair to come by my bedside to comfort me. And she said, okay, come, we're gonna cry together. And she came by my bedside giving me encouragement. And she was talking about her story with loss, how many miscarriages after miscarriages because of the cyst she had, and how she had her miracle baby, and that it's not the end. And she was just encouraging me, and it kind of helped a little for me to calm down, you know. So it was now the Saturday morning. I was heading up early. Nothing happened throughout the night. My contractions stopped. So they were like, okay, we're gonna have to try inducing you again. I'm like, oh God, man. Can this thing be over with and done? Because now I'm very uncomfortable. I'm in a little pain now and again, and it was just getting to me. I just wanted to leave. I just wanted to just go. And well, a whole carload came up to be by my side, which I was so grateful for. It was my husband, my sister, my mother, my sister-in-law, and her friend. So we were all there. And you know, they were talking, livening up my spirit. Then they had to come and induce me. So during that process, you know, I was there holding my hand. It was so painful. It's so painful to get induced. Like, I cried for like it hurt. So I got induced, and eventually as the day go on, the pain got worse and worse and closer together, and I was just crying. The pain was so much, I was throwing up. So every time I feel the pain, I have to turn and I'll hold the thing and I throw up, and it was just like that for hours and hours and hours until like I cannot take this anymore. At one point, the nurse came to check my dilation, and she was like, you're not ready. Every time she came, she's like, you're not ready yet. And I was like, no. The last time she came, I know she checked, I mean, there was like blood all over her hands, and she's like, you're still not. I was like, no. I can feel like the head pushing, like trying to get up. I'm like, no, I'm ready. I know I'm ready. This is it, because it can't get any worse than this. It can't possibly get any more painful or any worse than this. And she was calling. She walked off to get the nurse to bring me to the delivery room. By the time she walked off, like, I felt the baby coming down. So I was starting to cry, and Al came and like, Al, this baby is coming like right now. And I held his hand and I cried, and the baby came out. Like, they didn't even get a chance to bring me to the delivery room. I had to have the baby right then and there. And as soon as the baby came out, there was finally peace. The end to all that pain. It's like instantly the pain went, and I was like, oh God, finally. So the nurse came, and she was helping to clean me and the baby up and everything. And you know, when she lifted him up and said, oh, it's a boy, it's like, when I saw that baby's face, give me a second. As soon as I saw his face, I saw Al, and it made it even worse for me because now there's a face to my pain. Damn, I didn't want to cry. Jeez. So when I saw the baby, he has so many features for Al. It was just so painful. And I know it was painful for him as well because, anyways, because that was the son he wanted and we were so close to the finish line. It just didn't work out. You know, they cleaned him up for us to take pictures of him. I was just, after everything and I got cleaned and changed and everything, I was crying. I was just crying. And I remember Claudine by my head and she was just trying to comfort me and trying to tell some kind of joke to just cheer me up. And you know, everyone was just trying to cheer up my spirit, but I was so broken. I've never felt such pain in my life, and I was just broken. Going home, everything felt empty. I felt empty. I just couldn't understand. They even run tests on the baby to see if there was any abnormalities, if there was anything wrong. And when I did my 6-week checkup and everything, I was fine. And he was telling me that the person who did the autopsy couldn't find anything wrong with the baby either. So we were even more confused, like what happened here? And it took a long time to even get over it. I was always crying. I was depressed day in, day out. You know, people will see me and I'll be looking okay on the outside, but I was dying on the inside. I was just dying. I was just crying every day for months. It was one of the worst things that has ever happened to me in my whole entire life. It's still hard to talk about sometimes, even though it's been years. And obviously now I have my baby and we're happy and we're over the moon to have such a beautiful little girl and to know that it's such a blessing. And one of the things that pains even more is like how many people would say that she looks so much like her brother. And I see it in her as well, like she looks so much like him, and it pains my heart sometimes because I think of what would have been or how old he'd be right now, and it hurts. It still does. Oh my god. Guys, may I wet up my clothes? Please excuse it, okay? Oh my god, I didn't think I'd cry. I thought, oh my god, I didn't think that I'd cry, man. But it still hurts. But now it hurts just a bit less because we have our baby girl in our life, and our home is so much more lively and we're laughing more and we're just in love with her. And she's just a blessing. She came at the right time. And for that, I am thankful. I know there are many people that went through the same journey that I did and lost babies. And the key is go through all the emotions. Don't try to bottle in anything because that's the worst thing you could ever do. Express yourself to as many people that will listen, because for me, in talking about it, it helped me to heal. But I've learned to accept that if it's nothing that we could have done and we can't change what happened, we can only just try to heal and move on from it. Life is a lesson and we just have to always keep learning, so whatever life throws at us, we can overcome. We can come out stronger. And the year 2019 was so rough for me because I got pregnant again like 8 months after I lost our son. and that was a miscarriage. That ended in miscarriage. And well, if you want me to tell that story, let me know in the comments below. But that was another whole thing that was another thing that broke our hearts. But it's good that we didn't give up or throw in the towel and be like, okay, maybe having children is not for us. We prayed and we had faith, and eventually we got our heart's desire. So I'm thankful for that. I'm just thankful that we had a lot of family and friends who were there for us, who were always encouraging us, who came by to just, you know, show their presence, to know that they cared or they're there for us. And we are just so appreciative of all they've done. You guys know yourselves. That's basically the story of what happened with our first baby, and it felt good to just let that out. As heartbreaking as it is, we grew from that, and we're stronger, we're better, and we're just enjoying our little family right now. And if you are going through that, or you just went through that, or you've been through that before and feel like there's no way that you can recover, time heals all. I didn't understand it in the moment, and I didn't care to hear it in the moment, but time heals all. Just remember that. So thank you guys for watching this video today. You can let me know your stories. If you've ever been through this before, or if you're going through this, you can come in my inbox and let's have a chat. This is where I end the video for today. Thank you guys. If you've made it this far, thank you for watching today's video. We'll see you guys next week.